just iron right across there? How long do you need to do that, Ray?
Well, you just need to hold it on here for a couple of minutes. You've got it set at cotton.
Thank you for joining us in the studio. I'm talking today with Ray Seifert from the Beatery, who's going to show us a wonderful new, easy way for you to embellish your wearables. Thanks for joining us, Ray.
Well, I'm glad to be back again.
Now, we just did this for a couple of minutes to iron it on.
And then allow it to cool.
Let's take it over to the desk and we'll show them exactly how to do this.
Great.
Okay. We are talking about a wonderful, easy new thing for you to do called?
It's called Iron-On Pattern Guides, Chic Boutique from the Beatery. And they're used to help you have a guide for placing acrylic stones and cord on garments or accessories to make them uniquely yours. We have a hat and a dress and a pair of earrings here that are all decorated with acrylic stones and cord.
Now that dress you told me earlier, Ray, is really kind of an inexpensive, maybe at $25.
Right, it's an inexpensive dress, and you can make it uniquely yours with stones in different colors that you've chosen yourself, and cord or also paint.
I'm sure that a beautiful outfit like this with the matching accessories in a boutique would probably run $250.
Easily, I would think, yes.
Let's show you how quickly and easily you can do it. Let's talk a little bit about the pattern first. Your instructions and your list of supplies are not only in English.
They're also in French, German, and Spanish, so you can have them for worldwide craft enjoyment. And in the package is your iron-on transfer guide here. You'll notice that there is a test area, and there's design for the earrings. This is the design that we've had on the hat. This is the design we put around the neck of the dress, and this here is used on the arms. Of course, any part of this pattern could be used either alone or in combination with others, so you can use your own creative ideas.
So we might only use this portion on a sweater or something like that. Now, does this transfer directly onto any of the fabrics?
Yes, it does. We have it. I have one here that I have ironed it onto, and the color that comes out is kind of a blue. It shows up on light fabrics as well as dark fabrics.
Now, are the earrings that you made also done on fabric?
The earrings are made on cardboard. The pattern irons onto cardboard. Again, you would want to test the type of cardboard, but this is pretty much like a poster board that we've used to make those earrings shown there on the dress.
After it's transferred onto either the cardboard or the fabric, what's our next step, Ray?
Okay, your next step, I have one here again that's partly done. You'll notice that there's a little lines here for the application of the cord. And I'm going to use a washable fabric glue. Let's start it working here a little. I'm going to use a fine line, and there's two lines here, so I'm just going to come along right down here next to this line. This dries clear.
Even though it looks milky.
Even though it looks milky, it'll dry clear. If you want to be very careful and get a real clear line, there's this product here that's can be used as like a syringe, right, that gives you a fine point. Now, I'm going to let that set up for a minute, so you want it to get a little tacky. So I'm going to move on to another step. I'm going to start gluing these stones.
Now, the guide that comes along, the complete instruction packet, suggests sizes and colors, but must you stay with that?
Right. No, you don't have to, Kate. You can use any colors that please you, of course, and the guides themselves are so small that you can place a stone that's maybe a little bit smaller than the one that's called for. Now I'm going to place them right there on the guides. Now you want, with this washable fabric glue, a little of it to come up around the outside edges so you get a good hold.
Good bond all the way around. Good bond
all the way around, right.
And again, that dries clear.
Dries clear, exactly. Now
one of the nice things about this is that Ray's design staff has done all of the work for you. For those of you who really want to have a guide to follow so that you can turn out a beautiful project like this, you can do that.
Now, I'm getting to the point here now, probably my glue is set up enough. I'm going to lay a piece of this gold cord down here. And you might want to use a tool. This is an X-Acto knife. You can either use an X-Acto knife or a pair of tweezers, just to place it a little more accurately, and then you're going to let this whole thing dry.
Now, is the gold cord washable, Ray?
If you were going to use the gold cord, we would recommend doing it on an applique like this. This is a piece of fabric, and I'm going to make an applique, and I'm going to glue that onto anything that was washable, like the dress, or you could do it directly on the ribbon on the hat band on the hat, or of course directly on the cardboard for the earrings.
And then if you wanted to make it an applique that came on and came off, you
Right.
could use something that allows you to do that, position it.
Right, either
reposition.
that or hand baste it on.
Okay.
Now we're going to presume that I've done all this cord application and also the stone application there on the other side, and we're going to use a product which is a glaze. I'm going to put a little bit in here, the cup.
That'll just be clear.
It's a clear glaze, right, and you put it on the cord only. I'm putting it on with a paintbrush. Again, this dries clear. And you just go along over the cord.
And what's the purpose for
The
that?
purpose of this is it helps to hold it down, makes it stiff, and then any little ends, because you've got small pieces of cord here, it helps to hold them all down, and you get a nice tight bond.
Like right there at that particular
At that
point
joint,
where you have-
exactly. That might be a
Sure.
place where you'd want to put a little extricate.
Okay, but you don't have to put that on any of the stones.
Right, you don't put it on the stones. Okay, now again, I have one here. This has been completed. Everything's been glued down and it's been glazed. And if you were making the applique, you would come in here with a small pair of scissors and you would cut around the pattern, like so. You're making the applique like so.
Some detail work
Some
there.
detail work. This takes some time, but the results are beautiful.
Now, if I wanted to have something that was totally washable, you have an alternative way of doing
Exactly. This is easier. It's done with the fine line fabric paint in the gold glitter. And again, I've got a portion of it here that's done. And
it. Now, when you're doing this, this makes everything washable. If you use the washable fabric glue to fasten the gems on and then a washable
right,
paint.
right. Now again, you're going to cover these blue lines. And you just go along, covering the line, making the stems.
And again, this looks a little milky when you're actually doing
Right,
it.
and when it dries, you get the nice glittery effect. Okay. And then you would take your hat and you would just take a piece of grosgrain ribbon, place it around the hat, and then in the back of the hat, I'm going to glue on a bow that I've made with another piece of grosgrain ribbon. Glue
Now
that to the
we
back.
could either use a tacky craft glue or
Or
hot
hot glue, yes. You'd need something stronger than probably this fabric glue here. And then you would take your applique and you would place it on the front. And your finished results are the hat over there by the dress. And it comes in, we have 8 different designs. They're shown there for everything from denim to evening wear, giving you a little more sophisticated look.
And if you can step back just a minute, Ray, so that they can see how coordinated your outfit is, I want to show them your blazer. This is actually an applique that matches the skirt that she's wearing, and then she's embellished it all along that edge. And if you look at the patterns, you'll see that there are several of them that have a design to go on the
Right.
lapel of your jacket, which makes a beautiful outfit. And the hat, you mentioned that you've actually seen in a boutique store.
I have seen hats that are, I would say, not as nice as that one, a little simpler design that retail for as much as $55, $60. You can buy a simple straw hat and come out with some really fantastic, sophisticated results.
And the gemstones are available in so many colors and so many styles.
Right, they're available in a lot of beautiful colors. These are acrylic faceted stones from the beadery. You can use acrylic faceted stones, or you can also use the cabochons, which are the rounded tops, and we have them in a lot of beautiful colors.
Ray, I know how quick and easy my crafting is going to be with the addition of iron-on pattern guides by Chic Boutique. They're wonderful.
Thank you. Well, next we have a really neat project. We're going to be making jewelry with the new large hold Old World pony beads, also from the beadery.
We're back to show you a beautiful necklace using Old World pony beads from the beadery and black rat tail ribbon. Ray, why are pony beads so popular?
Well, the Old World pony beads are an extension of our regular pony bead line, which is a large hole bead. One of the reasons why they're so popular, Kay, is because they can be used to be strung on any kind of a material that's a little bit thicker. For example, the rat tail ribbon, elastic, pieces of,
this one?
yes, that bracelet there uses elastic. or they can be put on leather strips or even fabric strips for garment embellishment.
Because what you're talking about is this hole, which is much
The
larger.
hole is large, so it doesn't require the use of a needle.
And it also comes in such beautiful sizes and shapes and in many colors. Brass.
It comes in gold and silver, and we also have some natural colors like dark turquoise, that necklace there. We also have a light turquoise and an ivory, and we also have a terracotta, which isn't shown here. But the earthy tones that give this old world line such a neat effect.
And the sizes and shapes are so varied, you can do such a beautiful
Right, well, they've been
project.
so popular that we've decided to come out with more. We have these shapes here are new, these elongated shapes, and also this corrugated disc here, which makes a really neat spacer.
Why don't you show the necklace that we're going to make today and show how beautifully that's done.
Oh, it's very easy. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I have cut 3 pieces of the rat tail ribbon that are 48 inches long. Now, on the ends of the piece, I've simply taken some Scotch tape, or you could use like a fabric stiffener to give it a point, almost like the end of a shoelace, so it's easy to thread with. Then I'm going to go to the opposite end, holding your ends even. I'm just going to tie them all together in a knot, leaving a few inches that I'm going to use later on, like so. Okay, so I just tie that knot. Then I'm going to string on all of these 3 beads together, probably putting them through one at a time. One of these beads, 1, 2, and on the 3rd cord.
You can see how adding that Scotch tape makes it easy to thread them through there.
Makes it easier to go along here. And then it's held right there at the knot. And then you're going to tie another knot up close to this bead. Again, all the 3 cords.
Now again, we're working at the opposite end from
Right.
the one that has
Right.
those finished
And just
tips.
push it up close there. And you continue on making the necklace like so. Now I have one that's a little bit farther along here. And as you notice, I've strung on all 3 cords, this bead, a knot, 2 more beads, another knot, the corrugated ring, the silver one, another corrugated ring, and then the knot. And then I'm getting to this point where I'm going to separate all these 3 pieces of cord and string on each one of those individually another group of beads.
And if we look at our finished one, you can see that she's
Right.
making reference to the drop portion.
Right, to the drop
the
portion
tier.
there. Now this little silver piece is called a ring, which isn't actually a bead. It's used as a spacer in the costume jewelry industry. There's 3 of those. And there's the melon shape. The ones with the dark and the grooves are antique. That's what gives it that neat effect. And then this new piece here. And then you're repeating your design. Another melon. And 3 of the rings. And now we have 2 of them done. And you're going to do the same thing with the 3rd one, repeating. This wants to stick together here a little.
While you're putting those on, Ray, I'll make reference to the fact that there are a lot of designs using the Old World pony beads in the Exotic Jewelry and Accessories book, which is just one of the many that are available from the beadery. And that lists all of the suggested beads for each one of the projects?
Yes, it does. It gives you the ability to make earrings and barrettes and a lot of different things besides necklaces. They're very, very versatile, these beads. Okay, we're almost done here. Okay, now this is the one tricky part here in the necklace. Each one of these little sections here of the drop is a different length of cord. So you would want to measure, and you would make one of them about 5 inches, one of them about 6 inches, and one of them about 7 inches. And then you would hold them all together at that point, so you get like this drop effect. And then you would tie your knot again, all 3 of them together. So what you're doing is on the finished piece there, you can see you're getting that drop in the center of the 3 different cords. And then again, I have, there's my drop. Then I have a necklace that's done a little further along. to this point. There's the drop, there's the piece on the side, and then I'm going to continue on and I'm going to repeat what I had on the opposite side of the necklace. I've got
Now this is where we started.
This is where we started,
Okay.
right, and then we've done the drop piece, and then we're continuing and duplicating the other side.
Now the knotting of the 3 cords together in between the beads kind of puts things in the proper place?
Puts them in the proper place, gives it a little more old worldy or ethnic-y effect. Gold and the silver go nice together, but you can really use any color that you like. And then again, you're going to string them on the cord.
Now you manufacture all of the beads and stones yourself at the beadery, don't
Right.
you?
We manufacture them in Hope Valley, Rhode Island. The beadery is a division of Green Plastics Corporation. We're probably the largest manufacturer in the world. We're a supplier to the costume jewelry as well as the craft industry. So all our beads meet costume jewelry standards.
Now do you get to work in the design of all the new beads? when you come out?
Design, yes, we do. We have our own in-house art and design department as well as engineering staff that comes up with these designs for the new beads.
And I mentioned earlier that you have many books on jewelry design. How many do you have?
Well,
now?
right now we currently have 12, but we're working on more. We like to give people ideas of what they can do with the product. Okay, now at this point, working along here, we're going to need one of these beads here. Okay. Okay, now you come to the end of your project and you're going to put on this last bead. Again, you're going to thread each one of these 3 cords through the large hole of the Old World pony bead. Okay, all the 3 of those are through. Pull them even. You're going to tie these 2 ends together to make your final knot. You want to kind of judge what kind of a length you want for your own personal necklace.
You may at that point want to actually put it around
Right,
your neck.
put
and
it around
see.
your neck or see what length you want. But you tie these 2 ends together here in a knot. Bring them nice and tight. And then at this point, I usually like to glue my knots with something like a super glue or something that's going to hold well, just to make sure that the knot is secure. You put all this work into it. And
Oh,
you
so
just
you actually put the glue right on the knot?
right in the knot, yeah, just to hold it. They do that again in the jewelry industry. And then when it's dry, you would take a pair of scissors and you would trim off the ends of the rat tail ribbon nice and close. And then you would come up with your finished necklace. And that's what it looks like.
It couldn't be simpler or easier. It's really lovely. And again, instructions for this necklace and many of the others are included in the wide variety of books that are available from the beadery. So look for them and beautiful old world pony beads, as well as all of the other beautiful stones, beads, and even mirrors
Even mirrors.
that are available from the beadery.